Good afternoon, everybody. This is Judy. I am bringing to you, after a brief couple of months off, another session of Sit and Fit for you to enjoy at home at your leisure. But before we get started, let me remind you, in Isaiah we read that God knew us before we were even born, and it is He who sustains us. He wants us to live a full and abundant life, not just in mind and in spirit, but in body too. So let's start right here, right now, by celebrating our ability to move, whatever that may look like. You do what you can at your own pace, and we'll get stronger, and we'll feel better. So we're going to start by crossing our right hand over our left hand on our knees, and then we're going to open our arms wide, and then we're going to cross over with the left on top, and open wide. Right hand on top, open wide, left arm on top, and open wide. Let's do this a couple more times. Open wide, and left arm. Open wide. Okay, we're going to loosely cross our arms in front of us, and we're going to pretend to be taking our sweater off. Up, and then lower our arms, cross them in front, and shrug that sweater off. Around, shrug that sweater off. Around, shrug that sweater off. One more time. Up. Good. Okay, now we're going to take one arm in a goalpost position, and we're going to look away from it. Then we're going to pull that arm in front of us, and as we do, we're going to look the other way. We're going to open it, look away, pull it across our body, and look over that shoulder. We're really limbering up that shoulder and our neck muscles. Open and cross over. Open and cross over. Let's do this arm one more time. Open and cross over. Now let's rest that arm. Let's take the other arm up in a goalpost position. And we're going to look away from it. Then we're going to pull that elbow across our body and look over that shoulder. Then we're going to look open, wide, looking away. Then we're going to pull it towards us and look over that shoulder. Open wide and across. Open wide and across. Open wide and across. Let's do it one more time. Wide and across. Okay, very good. Now we're going to draw up one knee, and we're going to draw a circle with it. Around and around. Just stirring a little pop, using our lower leg as the stir. Okay, we're going to take it and we're going to push it out, and then we're going to pull it across our body with the other hand. Then we're going to push it out, and we're going to pull it across the body with the other hand. Push it out, push it across, push it out, push it across. One more time, push it out, pull it across. Okay, we're going to rest that leg a little bit. We're going to take this knee up. We're going to draw a circle around with that knee. Okay, now we're going to draw it out with that arm. Then we're going to pull it across the center line of our body with the other arm. Pull it out with that same arm. Pull it across the center line. Pull it out. Pull it across the center line. One more time. Out and in. Okay, we're going to rest our legs for a minute. We're going to take our hands up over our head as though we're holding a huge beach ball. Okay? And then we're going to just tilt one way with that beach ball and tilt the other way with that beach ball. Over our head. We're keeping our sit bones firmly on the chair. We're going to be using a real ball in a little while. It's a small rubber ball, but for right now we're using an imaginary one. Okay, now let's bring that ball down in front of us and let's rotate our body, holding onto that ball. Good. Rotate around one way and then the other. Couple more times here. Limber up that torso, the obliques. Okay, we've got that ball in front of us. We're going to round our body over that ball, and then we're going to bring it up over our head again. We're going to round our body over that ball, and then we're going to bring it up over our head. Round, and up. Round, and stretch. One more time. Round that spine around the ball and stretch up. Okay, we're going to put that ball down, put that imaginary ball down for a minute. We're going to take one hand and we're going to push out and we're going to pull back. We're going to push out and pull back and push out and pull back and push out and pull back, push out and pull back. Okay, now the other hand. We're going to push out and pull back, push out and pull back, push out and pull back. One more time. Good. Now let's do it with both hands. We're going to push and pull those elbows back behind you. Push your hands forward and pull your elbows back. Push the heels of your hand forward, pull those elbows back. Again, out and back and out and back and out and back. One more time. Out and back. Okay, now we're just going to take our arms and we're going to float them across in front of our body and then back the other way. Just kind of sway with your body. Just a gentle motion back and forth. Three and 2 and 1. Very good. Okay, now I want you to take a nice wide stance with your feet and you're going to stretch your arms up in a big Y above your head. So your feet are spread apart, your arms are spread apart. We're going to take one hand and we're going to reach down towards the leg of your chair and then come up tall again. The other hand, we're going to reach down towards the leg of the chair and up. We're going to alternate, reaching down towards the leg of the chair on either side. Good. So you're crunching right at the waist. Your sit bones are staying on the chair equally. 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, we're going to keep those arms up, keep our legs wide, and this time we're going to rotate our body sideways, tap the inside of that knee, and come back up. Rotate the other way, tap the inside of that knee, and up. So you're just gently touching the inside of your knee. Good, keep it going. Gentle twist here. Nothing too difficult. It shouldn't hurt you. If it does, don't worry about touching your knee, just reach towards it. One more each side. Okay, good. Let's come back down to a goalpost position. So our fingertips are pointing towards the ceiling. Our upper arms are parallel to the floor. We're going to do what I call a chest squeeze. We're going to squeeze our forearms and hands together in front of our face. And then we're going to stretch our arms wide, squeezing our shoulder blades together in the back. Okay, so you're squeezing forearms together. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Forearms together. shoulder blades together. In and out and in and out and in and out. One more time. In and out. Okay, now we're going to take this hand and we're going to lower it so that the whole arm is at a right angle but parallel to the floor. Then back up. Then the other hand. Whole arm is at a right angle, parallel to the floor. And we're just going to keep alternating. Try to imagine your arms at a right angle and parallel to the floor. Okay, let's do one more each side. Okay, now we're going to go all the way down to the floor. We're going to do this hand first. Point those fingers towards the floor. Point them towards the ceiling. Point them towards the floor. Point them towards the ceiling. Point the floor, ceiling, floor. Let's do the other hand. All the way down, point to the floor, point to the ceiling. Point to the floor, point to the ceiling. Point to the floor, point to the ceiling. One more time. Okay, let's bring our elbows down to our waist. So we're going to go from our waist, and then we're going to stretch up tall. Elbows down to the waist. Stretch up tall. Elbows to the waist. And up, and down, and up, and down, and up, and down, and up. One more time. Okay, good. Now let's just relax our arms down. We're going to tilt one ear towards that shoulder. It may not go far, but think of it leaning towards that shoulder. At the same time, think of this top ear as lifting towards the ceiling for a nice stretch in your neck. Okay? Now take your nose and gently lower it so it's pointed at the floor. Now gently raise it and point it towards the ceiling. Come back so your ear is pointed towards your shoulder, and then come up tall. Let's go the other way. Ear towards the shoulder. Remember this top ear stretches towards the ceiling. Now take your nose and gently rotate it so it's pointed towards the floor. And then gently rotate it so it's pointed towards the ceiling. Now bring it back so that your ear is tilted straight towards your shoulder, and then come up tall. Very good. Now your hands are down. I want you to put your palms backwards, arms straight, and you're going to push back, push, push. With a flat hand, push the air back away from you. Push, 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 push. Okay, now I want you to turn your hands so that they're facing outward, and I want you to lift up and down, and up and down, up and down, and up and down. One more, up and down. Okay, we're just going to rest our hands gently on our knees, our thighs. We're going to do something called a coffee grinder. We're going to isolate the muscles between our armpits and our waist, our rib cage, and we're going to make a circle with that part of our body. That's why it's called a coffee grinder. Then go the other way. It's a very hard motion to isolate, and you'll know when you've got it because the muscles get really tired. Okay, very good. Now let's cross our hands across our knees again like we did initially. We're going to round our back, and then we're going to stretch it back, lifting our chest to the ceiling. We're going to cross our arms, round our back, and then lift, chest towards the ceiling. Round our back, Lift our chest towards the ceiling. One more time. Down. And open. Okay, very good. We're going to put one heel out in front of us, anchored on the floor. We're going to pull the other toe back in front of our chair. And then we're going to switch places so that this heel now is out on the floor and this toe is back. So it's going to go back and forth and back and forth, back and forth. Keep it going. It's really good for your core strength. If you need to hold on to the side of the chair, don't be afraid to do so. We don't want you to slip and fall. 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, so now we're going to take one knee up and then we're going to push the heel out, bring it back and set it on the floor. Other leg, knee up, push out, bring it back, set it on the floor. Up, push, set it down, up, push, set it down, up, push, set it down, up, push. Last time. Okay, this one's a little more complicated. Got to use your head. We're going to step out with one heel, out with the other heel. Bring your foot in, bring this one in and tap, and then we're going to go out with that heel, in, tap, out, in, tap, out, in, tap, out, in, tap, out, in, tap. One more time, out, in, tap. Okay, this one's going to take even more concentration. We're going to use our upper body for this one. We're going to take our hand, we're going to cross over and touch our opposite knee. We're going to take the other hand, cross over to the opposite knee. Then we're going to take this first hand, cross over to the opposite shoulder. And then this hand, opposite shoulder. This hand behind the ear. You've made a triangle there, and you're going to peek around and look through it. Then you're going to take this hand, cross opposite knee, opposite shoulder, anchor behind the ear, make that triangle, and then look through it. Okay, this hand, opposite knee, opposite shoulder, ear, take a look, opposite knee, shoulder, ear, peek. Okay, very good. That's a toughie. Okay, so now we're going to take our heels. So we're going to put our feet parallel, and we're going to lift one heel off, and then the other heel off. So we're going to go up on the toes of that foot, lifting our heel as high as we can off the floor. Pretty easy, right? Okay, let's go knock knee. Knees together, toes towards one another. We're going to do the same thing. Up on your toes, up on your toes, up on your toes, up. Using different muscles because of the position of your legs. 3 and 2 and 1. Now let's put our heels together so that our toes are pointed out. And we're going to up on those toes. Up and up. Up, 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 up. Three and 2 and 1. Okay, told you we were going to be using balls. If you have a small ball handy, a small stuffed toy, a rolled up towel or a washcloth, anything lightweight that you can grasp in your hands. And what we're going to do is we're going to bounce it, catch it, bounce it, catch it, bounce and catch, bounce and catch. So you're bouncing with one hand, catching with the other. Bounce and bounce and bounce, bounce. Okay, now we're going to try tossing it overhead. We're going to toss it overhead, catch in the other hand. Toss and catch, toss and catch, toss and catch. Back and forth. You got to watch that ball. Let's do 2 more. Okay. Okay, we're going to stretch our arms out to the side. The ball is in one hand. We're going to bring it across our body and slap it into that other hand and then bring that hand back empty. Now we're going to take this one, turn it around, slap it, bring it back empty. Across, empty. Crossed, empty, crossed, 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 across. One more time. Okay, very good. Now, we're going to do a figure 8, a great big figure 8 under our legs. We're going to go around and under, around and under, around and under. So we're lifting those legs up one at a time and passing the ball underneath. Good. Keep it going. One more time. Both legs. Okay, now we're going to encircle our body with that ball. We're going to change hands behind us, change hands in front of us, and keep that ball rotating around our body. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. One more time like this. Now we're going to change direction. Back and around. Back and around. Back and around. Keep it going. This is really good for your shoulders, your coordination. One more time. Good. Now let's put it between our knees. Okay, we're going to squeeze, hold, 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 and relax. We're going to squeeze and hold and relax. Squeeze and relax. Squeeze and relax. Squeeze and relax. One more time. Squeeze and relax. Let's just hold the ball there for a minute. We're going to do something with our hands. You're going to leave your thumb there, and you're going to touch your forefinger to it, your middle finger, your ring finger, your pinky, back to your ring finger, back to your tall man, back to your pointer. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with the ball. We're going to hold it with 2 fingers, the thumb and an opposing finger. Only you're going to do it with your pointer, then your middle finger, then your ring finger, then your pinky, and back down again. Takes a little work. If the ball's the right size, it's not too hard. Okay, other hand. So hold that thumb stationary. Touch your pointer, your ring finger, and then back again. That's the same motion we're going to use with the ball. Start with your thumb and your pointer, middle finger, ring finger, pinky, and back again. Like a little spider climbing down the ball. Very good. Okay, now we're going to start up here. We're going to bring our arms down and we're going to tap our one leg out to the side. Come back up, tap the other leg to the side. Up, and when you go up, you're changing which hand the ball is in. Good. Lower and raise. Lower, raise. And at the very top, change hands. One more time. Okay, we're holding it overhead. We're going to bring it down with both hands and touch one hip. We're going to take it back up. Bring it down, touch the other hip, back up, down, and up, and down, and up, and down, and up, and down, and up. One more time, both sides. Very good. Okay, you can put your ball down. And we're going to stretch out our body a little bit, cool down. So we're going to shrug one shoulder up, relax it, then the other shoulder up and down. Keep alternating shoulders, first one and then the other, up and down, good. One more of these, and then we're going to go to a shoulder roll. So we're going to roll that shoulder up and back, the other shoulder up and back, up and back, up and back. Just keep it going. One more time each side. Good. Now let's hold our hands out in front of us. And we're going to pull back with one arm and then the other. Like we're pulling, having a little tug of war with somebody. We're tugging back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Good. Using the muscles in the backs of your arm and across your mid-back. One more. Okay, very good. We're going to rest our hands on our thighs and we're going to stretch up on a diagonal one way. Rest that hand. Reach up on the diagonal with the other hand. Up and rest. Up and rest. Up and rest. Up and rest. One more each side. And then we're going to reach straight across. So straight and back. Straight and back. Straight and straight and straight. One more each side. Good job. Okay, very good. Now, we're going to keep our sit bones on the chair, but we're going to rotate our upper body around in a big circle, stretching out those muscles in our core. Stretch and around. Last time in this direction. Take a breath. Go back the other way. Draw a big circle with your head, keeping your sit bones on the chair. Last circle. Good. Let's go back to goalpost arms. Okay, we're going to close our palms, and then we're going to rotate our palms and push away. Push together, push away. Push together, push away, push together, push away. One more time, out and in. Okay, let's rest our hands on our thighs. We're going to take one hand, we're going to stretch up to the ceiling as far as we can. Come on down to the thigh. Other hand up, stretch, come down to the thigh. Up you go, and down, up you go, and down, up you go, and down, up, and down. Okay, now we're going to take our hands out in front of us. We're going to point our fingers towards the floor. So we've got a really sharp bend in our wrist. And then we're going to point our fingers towards the ceiling. And we have a big bend in our wrist going up. Okay, so our arm is staying stationary out in front of us, but our fingers are pointing up to the ceiling, down to the floor. Up to the ceiling, down to the floor. Up and down, up and down. Okay, now we're just going to rotate our wrists, outward circles and inward circles. stretch those arms out. Let's bring them across in front of our body. Give ourselves a hug. Stretch out wide. Let's cross the other arm on top this time. Give yourself a hug. Pat yourselves on the back for a job well done. Thank you for joining me today. My prayer is that you'll continue to find ways to celebrate your health and your well-being with your body every day. Thank you. Bye-bye now.